Oh well, how what? Oh, I am okay. So I haven't made a video for some days. I'm trying to get off Xanax, but I've been on benzodiazepine since 1970. Valium, then 86 Xanax, but I'm down to point zero 0.05, sometimes double that per 24 hours, depending on anxiety levels. But oh well. So I had these weird waves of coming over me and that kind of thing. So oh well. I don't know. Working on this old relic radio. RDZ1. Beautifully made piece of junk. I mean, stuff. I'm redoing the whole thing, and it should be done in a day or two. Yeah, about 8 hours. And, too involved. I put in the cabinet there in the back. A couple of rails and all that stuff, and it's probably got it working fine. But I like doing that stuff. I like old stuff. I learn a basic, huge foundation may be large, like a vacuum tube. Computer is very big. Still, it's the principles of what's working now. And microchip junk. No. The word Interesting, huh? So most of the old scientists have died off, like Bearden and many others. There's one very flamboyant scientist out there. You probably know him, Bob Greener. Oh, he's pretty cool. He's doing a lot of research and things. Presents it through, like I do, through media and stuff. So anyway, just wanted that crossed my mind. So I'm good. Where can I put this thing? Ugh. Cables and power supplies. Put it by the old relic, I guess. It's about 150 pounds. I saw it on eBay. I got it. I got cheese. I got. Oh, where are we here? I got kind of taken. It's only worth $100. But, oh well, who cares? I always wanted another one. I had one before, but it's missing the front cover, and I had another one actually before that in the old lab, and you can probably see pictures of it. They VHF, UHF, receive us, and I can't see myself now. Oh dear. What the hell? Huh? That's no good. Lights somewhere coming in. But it's electromechanical stuff. And I said it before, like the old electromechanical stuff. So I'll let you get it all in an iPad, but that's a whole different world, and I have no interest in it. The old stuff, as I said before, is foundation. All applicable to chemistry and astronomy and it's stuff. Although the advancements in genetics is improving. Let's see, it's blocking it. Okay. It's kind of a whole new area. I wonder what happened to Dr. Robert Kuntz. He wrote me a letter of recommendation. Bob Kuntz. I haven't heard from him for a while. He had a stroke some time ago, and I don't know. A lot of people come and go. Such is life. Children of the sun. I think we're all from the sun, actually. As well as the earth is from the sun. It's a massive amount of time and the massive amount of hugeness that makes all this incomprehensible, but in reality it's quite basic. So that's why you have gods, and humans can't really comprehend it. I'm talking like an alien. Oh well. All that. Fell over. Yeah, this iPad is a problem. Turned. Oh, it's still running. Womp. Yeah, I don't know where to put it. So I was talking about Earth elements, hydrogen, helium, blowing up, maximize the time. Oh, you see the back ends in there. Hi, okay. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I don't like holding it. Let's see, how can I do this? Push this thing back. Don't you dare fall down. Yeah. Oh, well. So, time is the element that's amazing. Speaking of time, we all age, of course. My doctor a long time ago called me a late bloomer. Since it was quite different than most people. In a way that I'm not aging too much. Probably quite true. Is that applicable to mental as well? That was, God lordy, that was in the 70s, was it? What the hell? That's Dr. Marie Allen told me all that stuff. Of course I'm not aging. I'm not going to old fartland. No, thank you, doctor. No, I have fun with simple things like a bicycle or animals, or I have hot sex and all that, you know. It's okay. What the hell? Come on. Oh, I know. No, I never fit into that out there. I could never drive a car, live that life. Have kids, have a job, house. I could never. I would not. I'd rather be in the woods somewhere, not doing any of that crap. Still, hard for me to use a credit card. I really don't know any of that world. Although when I got large amounts of money, though, it was easy. I just talked to the teller, take out a certain amount, and they suggested doing this and that. Just give me cash. Okay, then $250,000, you know, in a year or two is gone, and another $250,000 comes in, and smaller amounts, 50 grand, 10 grand. But I bought junk with it, you know, antique firearms and electronics, and I gave away some to people that needed it. Actually, a large sum of money makes me uncomfortable. I guess it's because you could go on eBay and buy a whole ton of stuff, I suppose, but so far, there has been a ton of stuff bought here. It's coming in. Got a pallet coming in from Fair Radio. They're going out of business, sadly, but good people, actually. Fair Radio sales in Lima, Ohio. So a lot of the old places like that are long gone. Winds up in people's garages and things. So luckily it winds up on eBay. And we sit there for months or up to years until it would sell, or they'd take it off and throw it in the trash. But this thing here cost me, what, 400? But I yelled and screamed a lot, so they gave me a refund of $210 or something like that. It's just, because you can get stuff like this with a good seller, you can get it pretty cheap. Oh, that's what I was thinking about. Mr. Alec in Greece sent me the Oerlikon mounts, so I saw an ad for a handheld welding machine. I wonder if they're any good, because I got to weld legs back on, because Mr. Alec had to send it through the mails, UPS at maximum weight and everything over a long period of time. It's about 2,000 pounds of Canon parts, so I wonder if they're any good. I don't like welding or grinding because it's so dirty and that kind of thing. Oh, John, you're so sweet. Hi, John. You're such an idiot. Hi, John. Oh, that's what I'm missing. A good... Never mind. We won't go there right now today. That's for sure. We won't. Okay, moving right along. Yeah, so the handheld welding machine, I'm looking at it, you know, it's cheap. All I need is really for that one use. I'd probably do it outside, you know. I'd sprinkle water everything down, or do it on a rainy day, weld it. And I did try welding one time. It's just a horrible, stinking, messy situation. And grinding, I don't like grinding. All the dust all over the place. But filing is okay and that kind of thing, but I wonder if they're any good. The legs are what, 3x3 square tube stock, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch thick. So I have to put it up, down, the actual piece upside down, and put the legs on, grind it and weld it. And just talking about this, I'm thinking about it for a long time now, a couple of years. The last thing I got from Mr. Alec was 6 months ago, something like that. I'd love to visit his scrapyard and have a field day trip. Oh, you want a dream vacation? Oh, goody! And where you choose where you want to: Greece, Athens. Oh, that, yeah, I would, do that. Free, buy, I go right, take a cab from downtown Athens to Mr. Alec's scrapyard. I would be super happy. I'd go through that place like a fine-tooth comb and come and probably spend $100,000 more in there. I forget how much I spent over there already, but it's a lot. I mean, wow, Dominion dudes. I mean, that's incredible. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Oerlikon Cannon mounts, bronze. Some are steel, I believe, iron and steel. But bronze. Wow, the whole darn mount is bronze. Wow, so I gotta get that stuff organized. I mean, holy mackerel. I should see if I can uncouple this power supply of this thing and see if it still runs. Yeah, I should. I'm talking now. I should show you what I'm talking about. It's always this iPad is all screwed up too. It turns itself off when I'm in the middle of a conversation. Am I getting a cold? I don't know. It felt like some weird junk going on. Okay, so the ladder's here because they're still going to mount the cameras, blah, 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 all that stuff. The stuff will be running here and it'll be broadcast. Gravity stuff again. Here we are. All that stuff. Or can you see it? Not this one, but all the mounts down there, so. Put them all together and put, like, I got all these things. I got 12 of these things I got to get together. Got this one together a while ago now. I got 12 more. Or no. 11, I think. I had a friend squirrel and mount these parts here. The sights and the grips. That's for scrap price, 800 kilos, he called it. So I could make, I guess 11 complete Oerlikon cannons again. The hell of it. I don't know, I'm crazy, what can I say? I got this one from Apex Gun Parts. Oh, never mind, this goes on and on and on. My little world, John's Fantasy World, and ship stuff and lathe stuff and machinery and stuff. I enjoy it. I learn a lot. Wow. I do. Put it down here and I learn a lot of stuff, so I'm going through nuts and bolts. Putting together things like that old radio. So, this is no good. Missing parts, so it's redesign the locking mechanism, no problem. Take a good chunk of metal like this, which is aluminium, aircraft type. Cut it side, drill it. Put in your fixtures. Fixture. The little Johnny Cupcakes back talking. I've been away because of convention. Trying to forget about Sonics. the little cupcakes back. I can get my dresses on again. I got my warmer shirt. It's getting cooler these days. I noticed it. Crazy as ever, I tell you. As I said, I wouldn't want to fit in that world out there. I really don't know how people can do it. But that's from my point of view. My God, I've lived in how many countries? I got along just fine with everybody. Canada, USA, Egypt, Germany, Austria, Japan. Stayed a great length in these countries too. Germany and Austria was over 2 years. I returned again for 3 months, and I went to. Let's see. I went to Japan for a month or two. Combined all those trips. Egypt was, I think, 1 month. I really liked it there. I got along fine with everybody. Never an argument with nobody. I'd hang out with the Egyptian folks in the desert. They'd take me on tours of places and things that wasn't on the group's list. The group was Ian, her girlfriend, her boyfriend who was in the Egyptian army, and I think that was it. And of course the Egyptologist, but I'd go hanging out, wandering around, and the Egyptian guy would say, "Oh, you want to go and see something that nobody's seen before?" I'd say, "Yes, let's go." Oh, I come back, maybe 15 minutes, half hour later. Oh, they always say, you gotta stay with a group, you can't wander around by yourself, and all this stuff. I did. There's an Egyptian guy that wanted to be my guards. He had an old 303 British Army rifle. And I said, okay, you be my guard, and I paid him. He liked that. He was very happy. I think I got a picture of him too, walking around, guarding everything. It's kind of cool. When in Germany, I acquired a large gun collection, which I had to bring back to Canada. I had to go through a lot of red tape, but it was easy, no problems. I had to sign documents. You've probably seen the documents, firearms unloaded. So I've always been around firearms ever since a kid. I respect them. I make my own. I don't do that much shooting. I would like to go somewhere and just test off these things against a pile of old wood or something, that's all. Well, I used to do that in my parents' house. People across the street would come running over. Oh, we thought the furnace blew off. Oh, it's just John and his firearms again. After Dr. Webb left at 304 I couldn't do Drive, North Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Dr. Webb, medical MD, and his wife, forget her name, but she was a nurse. They get drunk on the weekends. And I remember my dad crawling around on the floor drunk, and Dr. Webb crawling around too, and they would get oxygen to get him over the hangovers. And then he moved away, then, I forget his name now. He was in the military. Oh my God, why would I forget? Anyway, he was next door neighbor and would come over and see my guns, take them out in the backyard and fire them off into an old dead stump. I said, they're fine. I said, thank you. And he wanted me to join the Navy or something. I didn't want to. That guy was interesting. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I think it was he moved away and then somebody else moved in there. I forget who it was. I believe I know who it was now. Mr. Kanicki, who was a ex commando, Polish Army. He was a character too. But that's 3045 couldn't do Drive, North Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And of course, I went in Happy Acres. Loved that place. About 13 months with still my stupid radios and cannons and guns. Staff and the doctor put them into the dispensary room, and when I left, I took them with me. 13 months, Grease Clinic in West Lawn Building. Sure learned a lot there in that place, and Hillside. And Mr. Roy Sharfo was an inmate there, or a patient. He said, come stay with me while you're looking for a place. And that was 5 West Hastings Street, right downtown Skid Row. Still there, the old building. And there's a video of me, too, because the news people interviewed me, and it was on YouTube somewhere, and I can never find it again. It's kind of funny. Then they interviewed me again, and Grant Fredericks interviewed me, and then all this went on and on, all these interviews over the years. The first interview I did in the 1960s, hot air balloons. That was fun. I thought I was God, it's just my first interview was way when I was a kid. But anyway, that's out there. I got the newspaper articles anyway. And where is I going with all this nonsensical gibberish? I don't know. I was going somewhere. I hear something like running somewhere. What the hell is that? I think it's the camera. Yeah, sand running on it. All those places loaded with cameras, inside and outside, to capture anything levitating or time distortion and that kind of thing, or burglars and that. I just noticed it. But anyway, iPad hasn't shut off yet, but oh well. So, and all my nuts and bolts, disorderly, terrible. But you need the things. Oh yeah, I could run to the hardware store, but oh, I don't know. It's always been like that, That I always go somewhere and get something. I don't know. I'm just a inverted hermit. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'm just totally insane. And I don't realize it, Let's put that down a little bit. It's falling over, is it? No, not yet. Okay. I don't know. I have no idea what the hell I am. I know I'm hypersexual. It's always on my mind. Hyper creative with small amounts of stuff. Hyper restoring stuff and fixing things. Designing my own things, of course. Electrical, mechanical things and other crazy things. So I'm a lost cause. I think I'm just a lunatic or a crazy person. I don't know. Jesus Christ, I make my own cannons and artillery pieces and guns too. Just like they do in Khyber Pass, no problem. Get the old mill running free style with a motor only. Pick the right speed and back and forth, and you just carve your way a chunk of steel, whatever you want to make out of it. Although my mills are a little more modern than Khyber Pass ones, but I got Mr. Excello mill from Paul Mueller, which I haven't heard from, and I'm kind of worried about him. If you're out there, Paul, let me know you're A-okay. You were doing videos for a while, you were very happy, and then you just sort of vanished. That's scary shit, when people vanish on you. You don't hear from them, you get all worried, and you think of the worst things that could happen to them. I hope Paul was okay. Paul, are you out there? That's Bill Gordon's old flying saucer again. Gordon Novell was an interesting character to be with. I was with him for a number of years. Gonna build the ARV, Alien Reckless, or whatever it was called. Gordon was got a character. He stayed with Helena and I in Scottsdale for a while. Sneak upstairs and smoke his joints. Helena would put healing activity on him. Oh, such is my life, anyway. I'd love to see Gordon or somebody. All these crazy old guys are gone. It's like, what the hell happened here? You know, some of the closest scientists I used to hang out with have just died away. I don't know. All those others are still about, and some younger ones too that I met are still about doing well. So I'm not too worried. It just a matter of what goes on, I guess. I took a niacin and a whole pile of vitamins like I do every day. It takes me about 15 minutes to take them all, one after another, really fast. I'm turning red. I'm turning red. Hi, my name is Susie Cream Cheese, and I'm from Alabama with a banjo on my knee and a hot gal under my, you know what. That's just little old me. You know, the USA is a diversified country with many different diversified people. It's quite an amazing place. It's incredible. Canada's cool and it's got interesting folks too. And not as dynamic as down here. But, oh well, I mean, there's very nice people there. There's a good friend of mine I keep in contact daily actually is Michael McCardle of Global News Service. He does a story every day called The Last Word. Check it out. The Last Word, CTV News, Vancouver, British Columbia. I've known Michael since when? Oh my God, since the early 70s. Yeah, first met Michael in 78. When the gun control Trudeau put down, I was a victim of it, and I had the media cover the story for 2 years. Newspapers and TV and press. Michael McCardle is one of them. And who else? Alan Edwards, who later on did a story of me levitating stuff around the place. That I hope Alan is still doing okay. He likes antique cars, so I met a lot of journalists. I went on and on and on through Discovery Channel, Fox TV, CNN, ABC. CNN wanted to do a Hobbit House story, and that was, how long ago was that now? Holy shit, 10 years ago or something? I was a member of the, not You Post It, or what the hell was it? I Report. See, and so I put up these stories, and someone, they would phone me when I do a story, and they did. That was CNN. That was an interesting place. It was quite intriguing. Fox TV is quite interesting as well. They got some unique programs and things that I participated in. Discovery Channel International is fun. That's where I did the Ark of the Covenant Revealed. Check it out. Look it up on YouTube. It seems to be making more popularity for some reason. But a lot of them have aired, and a lot of them have gone to different countries airing, and what else? Some have not aired yet, but almost, and maybe will. So, it keeps me out of trouble. I get paid a little bit of money for doing it. I enjoy that. I laugh at myself on the telly. Almost choke myself to death when I was watching TLC TV with me appearing while I was eating my dinner. I could blam! Out comes Johnny Cupcake. Well, you guys out there should come and film me like this, you know. I don't have to look like a serious scientist. I could be a lunatic. Kind of fun. I keep in contact with my film people. My main producer, Peter Von Puttkamer, who sells my TV footage. Robert Kivia, Fox TV, and Polar Shift Film Productions, Paul Stabakowski, Discovery Channel, and a bunch of others. Just keep. Sometimes I emailed ridiculous stuff to everybody for the hell of it. Sometimes. But, you know. Oh, you know, it'd be funny if I was doing this and it wasn't recording. Is it? Hope it is. Ah! Aha! Aha! Come record, little Johnny Cupcake. I'll get my makeup on and look cute for you. You can chase me around with a tank or something. I met Patrick Walker from Special Forces Afghanistan 2005. Just phoned me out of the blue in Vancouver. He arrived in Vancouver. I didn't know who he was. I never heard of him before. He said, "Can you come over and do it?" I said, "I don't know. I saw you on television." So he tracked down where I was, I guess. Patrick Walker, Special Forces Afghanistan. Sure. Can I come over? Yes, you can. We had a hell of a time together for the weekend. Spent all night watching all his videos he took over there, things blowing up and death and destruction and good stuff. My God, it was Golden Era Antiques. I was helping the lady, the new owner, clean up, and he was hanging out there a little bit too. And I said, "Well, let's just go to my apartment. We can talk or go to the coffee shop." But we had a lot of fun. He's a very creative individual. He developed some good shielding, like armor, body armor, transportation devices, and that he's still about. He's on Facebook. Last time I talked to him was 6 years ago, maybe, by phone. And of course, we keep contact by messages sometimes. There's a lot of interesting people out there. They're very gifted people, you know. Wow, I mean, really gifted. So I met a lot of super gifted people. I don't know why they found interest in me, for Pete's sake. I'm not that weird, wild, gifted. But they were very interesting folks. A lot of them. So I often wonder, okay, so you know me by, the old HFX stuff. Well, the HFX stuff's going to be happening here. And it'll be public. So what you think will happen? Anything? Will it be of interest to good people or bad people? What do you think? What's your opinion? It should be. I promise these folks I'd do it again. I'd love to see George Hathaway see it again, and Colonel Alexander, Major Peter Garrison, Grant Windsor, Sergeant, Dr. Putoff, and George Hathaway, of course, and many others, Bob Greener, and others who look at these things I did a long time ago. In this day and age, this time jump, I mean, back then it's, oh, well, that's kind of cool, that attitude. I mean, it was public. It was for a long time, it was public all over the media. So. Today, a different time, but I don't know, maybe to say, oh, it's just some crackpot doing something. But if it was consistent, the military one, I'd give it to them if they can understand it. I know that the Canadian government guys did. Dr. Harold Wilson seemed to know how I was doing it. Or Dr. Kuhn had a guy, Lauren A. Kuhn, I think he's still around, said, no, that's not how you do it. The other guy was, George Hathaway was there too. The other guy was Dr. Locken. He was a rather quiet guy. Dr. Kuhn was very excitable, like Wilson. That was Canadian government stuff. Deputy Prime Minister Eric Nielsen ordered that, according to Alex Pizarro, to investigate it, study it, film it, and write a report. So I got some of the report. Colonel Tim Deere was involved in that. Colonel Larson, Canadian. This is after the one I gave to U.S. Army Intelligence Security Command with Los Alamos, Colonel John Alexander. Was anybody else there? I can't remember. Alex Pizarro, George Hathaway, of course. So these are government presentations. I gave one to SAIC and a few others who I've forgotten about. It's just too much stuff has gone on, and I wonder what time it is. I gotta get ready and get to dinner. Little Johnny Cupcake. Little crackpot. It has been 24. Oh shit, 35 minutes. I gotta go. So sorry. I didn't realize how late it was. Okay, go.